Bismillahi, alhamdulillahi, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillahi, rabbi shrah li sadri, wa yassir li amri, wahlul uqdatam min lisani, yafqahu qawli. Welcome back to our Unlock Quran course series. And today we are going to do lesson 4B, which is our grammar course. So alhamdulillah, up till now we are at the end of the fourth lesson. You know, each lesson is divided into two parts, A and B. So this is the 4B. And we up to now, we have learned 44 words which occur in the Quran, 15,387 times. And your battery is getting charged after each class. It's going charged, it's going higher and higher. Now, in today's lesson, we are going to learn masculine to feminine. Now you know that up till now we have, when I have been teaching him huwa, whom, huwa is he, and anta is you for a male. Anta, ana, antum, nahnu. So this is all masculine. Now we are going to learn in today's lesson how to change the masculine to feminine gender plus its plural. How to convert it into feminine and plural. So today in this lesson, we will be learning hiya, ha, muslima, muslimat. These are all the feminine genders of, and also the plural. So first of all, before we begin with today's class, I just want to give you all a reminder. Please make sure you have these vocabulary sheets all the time with you. These are the sheets which I had given you. These are the two pieces of papers I had given you, which you need to just print and just keep it in your pocket or keep it near your, stick it on the fridge or put it in the wherever and where all the time when you come and go, keep looking at it so that whatever you're learning, those few words, they stick into your head. So these are the only 2 pages you have to print and put it in your pocket. And I had also given you a booklet. And from the booklet, we have already finished these first two pages. Look, the first one, introduction and ta'awuz, part 1A and 1B was grammar. Then part 2, Surah Fatiha, 2A and 2B, and then 3A and 3B, and 4A and 4B. And we have completed Surah Fatiha. In 4A, we completed. And today we will do the little bit of the and learn these words. Look at these. This is all you have to learn. So for now, up till now, at the end of today's lesson, you should know the meaning of all these words. So you have to make an effort to keep little by. I give you small doses. So make an effort to learn all these words, because if you don't, then by the end of the course, you will not be able to understand the Quran. So it's better that right now, little by little, you keep learning, keep practicing. Inshallah, it will all fit into your head. Now, this thing, I'm just giving you a little bit of a reminder. 3B was the last grammar lesson. So at the end of the lesson, when you listen to the video, if you want to go through what I did, the whole class summary is given here. So after the video, if you feel, oh, what did we do today? You can just read this textbook. So I have given you a textbook. Then I have also given you this workbook, Rabbuhu, Rabbuhum. This was the workbook. And this is all you have to write, the following who, whom table using the words kitab, Rabb, and Deen. So Rabbuhu, Deenuhu, Kitabuhu. Rabbuhum, Deenuhum, Kitabuhum. That's all you have to write. And likewise, you have to do all the answers. And after doing the answers, I also have shared with you all after you do the workbook, I have also shared with you the answers. So these are the answers. There you are. Rabbuhum, Deenuhum, Kitabuhum. Rabbuka, Deenuka, Kitabuka. You have the answers. So you can do your own correction. You can correct yourself with this. And okay, so now that's the little reminder I wanted to give you. And as always, I like to do a little revision of the past so that, you start remembering what we did earlier. So from the first class onwards, let's go reflect and see what we have done. So the first class, I had taught you huwa, whom, anta, ana, antum, nahnu. So it was huwa, he, whom, they, anta, you, ana, I, Antum, you all, you all. Nahnu, we. So we have already done this. We practice a lot, and this is like you can say this is like the foundation of it. And I am developing the whole course from this. These are just pronouns, and we are just and these that too these are detached pronouns, and our whole course is getting developed around this. Hmm? So next, what else you learned? We also learned that there are three types of words in Arabic. What are they? Ism. Ism means name of a person, place, or thing, and their attribute. Attribute is like Muslim attributes. That's also a noun. And we learned fa'al. What is fa'al? Verb. Verb is anything which shows action, like fataha. Fataha means open. So fataha, open. So open is an action. And we learned what is a harf. What is a harf? It's a particle. Actually, harf is anything which is not a noun nor a verb. That is called a harf. And it is like be, li, min, pi, inna. You will learn, keep learning about this as we go ahead. All right. We also learned how to make plural. How to make plural? Very easy. You have to just add un and in. That's all you have to do. So Muslim, what is the plural of Muslim? Muslimun, Muslimin. Mu'min, plural of mu'min? Mu'minun, mu'minin. Salih, what's the plural of salih? Salihun, salihin. Plural of kafir? Kafirun, kafirin. Plural of mushrik? Mushrikun, mushrikin. So it was easy. All you have to do, add un or in to the end of the word, and that becomes plural. So I hope all this should be clear to you all. All right. Then in the next class, we also learned attached pronoun. Who, whom, ka, I, kum, na. What is attached pronoun? You just add this at the end of a word. You have to add it at the end of the word. So who, when you add who, it means his, whom means their, ka, your, I, my, kum, your, and na, our. Now, I also gave you a word rub. So we did everything around the word rub. So rub, rabbuhu. That means his rub. Rabbuhum means their rub. Then rabbuka. That means your rub. Then rabbi, my rub. Rabbukum, your rub. Rabbuna, our rub. See, when you add na, it becomes our. Rabbuna. So, Rabbuhu, Rabbuhum, Rabbuka, Rabbi, Rabbukum, Rabbuna. See? And I have always been teaching you this using TPI, the total physical interaction. So the total physical interaction means I'm speaking, we are listening, we are doing with actions, we are using the right hand. Remember, for all this, we have been using our right hand up till now and fingers, and we do it with our heart and soul. We are trying to put feelings into it and learn it. And inshallah, we will go ahead and we will learn even faster and faster. All right, now revision questions. So my student today will first answer. Translate wal kafirun. What's the answer?
A.
A. And the disbelievers. Correct. Because wa means and al kafirun is disbelievers. Perfect. Very good. The attachments hu, hum, ka, I, kuma, na occur in the Quran almost once in every page, almost in every line, almost in every surah, almost once in every word. What's the correct answer?
B.
Sorry?
B.
B. Yes, correct. B, once in every line. Perfect. That means in every line. That's why I started this. When you start with the pronouns, it's there in literally in every line of the Quran. You will come across a pronoun. Wa ana Muslim. Give me the meaning.
Wa.
And
A.
perfect. Okay, now you know one thing that what I do now, today's lesson we are going to start, but whenever I teach, I give little bits and pieces. So we will have like about 4 or 5 parts and we learn little by little together. So the first part, we're just going to learn huwa. Huwa, you all know huwa means he.
He.
So huwa is, remember on the right hand, I put my finger on the right hand and I said huwa. But now we are going to learn the feminine side. So we will use our left hand now and we'll say yeah. So huwa, all of you can
He.
practice with me. On the right hand, you will do huwa, and on the left hand,
He.
you will do here. So
Here.
huwa is,
She.
and here is she. Now, let me tell you one thing. I'm just using my right and left hand. I mean, I'm not like discriminating between man and woman. It's just for convenience sake. We have used the right hand for men and left hand for women so that you'll always remember and you'll never make a mistake. So remember, whenever the right hand is used, it's for the men and the left hand for the women. So now it's easy. Huwa, he. You can repeat. Huwa, he.
He. Huwa. He.
And left hand. Hiya, she.
Here. She.
And huwa, he.
Huwa. He.
Hiya, she.
Here. She.
Okay, so huwa. What's the meaning of huwa?
He.
Here.
She.
Huwa.
He.
Here.
She.
Huwa, she. Sorry, huwa, he. Repeat after
Huwa.
me.
He.
Hiya, she.
Here. She.
Huwa, he. Hiya, she.
Huwa. He. She. Here.
She.
She.
Yes, very good. So keep it in your mind always. Huwa. Now we are doing only one word. We're using huwa, he. Now we are changing it into feminine. What is huwa? It becomes here. Huwa becomes here. Okay, so I think this you got it, but now we need to practice it more. So first of all, masculine to feminine. How will you change a word? Now, huwa here, I've given you he, she. He, she, you know how to change. Masculine is huwa, feminine is he, here. Now, if I have a word and I want to make the feminine part of it, for example, Muslim. Muslim means a man who's a Muslim is called a Muslim. But a woman who's a Muslim, you call her a Muslima. Muslima. How did that come? How do you do it? All you have to do is put ta marbuta. Ta marbuta is this, round ta, like literally when I say like this is the ta, and you put 2 dots on it, correct? You can see my hand. You can see my hand. This is the ta, and you put 2 dots. Or when you want to make it into a feminine, all you have to do is wrap it up. When you wrap it up together, you get this round. So you round up the ta, and the dot is already on it. So it's called ta marbuta. Marbuta means tied up. In Arabic, marbut is to tie up. So what we did, we took the ta and we wrapped it up together, and the 2 dots are already there on it. So now this ta became marbuta, and you will use this ta marbuta to make it into feminine. Always remember. So whenever there is a ta, if you read the Quran and you see the ta marbuta has come over, that means you know this is a feminine gender. Okay, now Muslim, now I need to change it to feminine gender. All I did is Muslima and I added ta marbuta. And you also know when we read the Quran at the end of it, when you at the end of an ayah, like if you end with a muslimatun, we never do that. Say that we say muslima. You know this muslima. So the ta are dropped. The dots are dropped, and the ta becomes into a ha. So muslimatun becomes muslima. So you know that. So Muslim becomes muslima. So just keep this. It is actually Muslimatun or whatever, but now we are reading for our convenience sake. We are learning, as I told you, I'm giving you very, very small doses so that when actually the main Quran will come, it will all connect back to you like a puzzle. You will say, oh yeah, we did this, and it will all connect, and it will not look difficult. See, up till now our classes are seeming so easy because we are doing little at a time. So don't get confused. Only focus on what I teach and try to, make yourself strong into what I teach. Don't go beyond that. Just keep yourself to whatever I teach. So right now I taught you Muslim becomes Muslimah. Mu'min becomes Mu'minah. Mu'minah. Salih becomes Salihah. Now, okay, please, can you give me the feminine of Muslim?
Muslima,
Very good. The feminine of Mu'min?
Mu'mina,
Salih.
Saliha.
Very good. So Muslim becomes Muslimah. Mu'min becomes Mu'minah. Salih becomes Salihah. So it's easy. All you did is put the tha marbuta at the end of that word and take out the two dots, and it becomes feminine. So that's clear now. So let's do, what's the feminine of Salih? Test. Tell me, it's feminine of Salih.
Salih, Salih, Saliha.
Salihah, yes, it is Salihah. So Salih, all we did is we put a ta marbuta in front, and it became Salihah. MashaAllah. Now the second part. So we did this now, ta marbuta. The first one we learned is ta marbuta. When you add ta marbuta at the end of the word, it changes into a feminine gender. All right, the next second point number 2 is we are going to learn how to use it. Let's try to use it. So we have already done huwa Muslim. What's the meaning of huwa Muslim?
He is a Muslim.
He is a Muslim. What's the meaning of huwa mu'min?
He is a Mu'min कह दो मुझे English
Mu'min, mu'min, say mu'min. He is a mu'min. Okay. What's the meaning of huwa salih?
He is Salih.
He is salih. So huwa means huwa Muslim. He is Muslim. Huwa mu'min. He is mu'min. Huwa salih. He is salih. All right. And you know the meaning of Muslim is a Muslim. Mu'min is a real righteous person. A salih also is a nice, a good person. So now let's change this into feminine. Now when I said huwa Muslim, now you have to change huwa. The huwa changes on the left hand, you will say hiya. The huwa becomes hiya. And Muslim, feminine, now change it into the feminine gender, Muslimah. Muslim, Muslimah. So huwa becomes hiya. Muslim becomes Muslimah. So I will say huwa Muslim, and when I change, it becomes hiya Muslimah. In the same way, when I say huwa mu'min on my right side with my finger, huwa mu'min, and then I'll change it. I'll say hiya mu'mina. Hiya mu'mina, left hand. Then I say huwa salih on the right, huwa salih, and I want to talk about the feminine gender on the left hand, hiya salih. Remember, huwa salih on the right, on the left, hiya salih. So huwa becomes hiya, and the word you add ta marbuta in the end, and that's it. That's how you change. So this is also spoken Arabic. Like when somebody asks you, huwa Muslim? So you say, Naam, huwa Muslim. Remember? Hiya Muslima? Naam, hiya Muslima. Naam means yes, she is a Muslimah. So I'm also teaching you how to speak Arabic. So give me an answer. Huwa Muslim? I'm asking you. Huwa Muslim? Give me an answer.
In English?
In English.
He
not
is.
In English. Not in English. In Arabic.
Huwa Muslim? Huwa Muslim?
Give me answer.
नाम
नहीं आपको सिर्फ उसका फेमिनाइन जेंडर करना है.
Oh, अच्छा, hiya Muslima.
Yes. Huwa Muslim? هي مسلمة.
هي مسلمة.
Very good. هو مؤمن.
هي مؤمنة.
هو صالح.
هي صالحة.
MashaAllah. Very good. And then the best way to learn is write down, see what's written here. علموا اكتبوا. علموا means teach. The best way you will learn is by teaching somebody. Try to teach somebody whatever you learn in the class today. And uktubu is to write. Whatever you do, like I know one of my students over there, she writes whatever, like although she's got books, she's got everything, she just makes little notes for herself. She's sitting in Canada, so she watches and she's making notes, and I think in the beginning she sends a few notes on the group also. So mashallah, this way you will really learn, but it's up to you. Some people learn just by seeing, some people by writing. It's up to you how you do it.
Can I say one thing?
Yes, sure.
अरबी जो है वो हमारी ज़बान नहीं है, जितनी देर तक हम इसको लिखेंगे नहीं, ये हमारे दिमाग में बैठेगी नहीं, खाली देखेंगे सुनेंगे, हवा की तरह निकल जाएगी. Then you have to write, must, if you
Yes.
want.
So this is an advice from auntie, and this is her experience. Mashallah, she also has a knowledge. So she says Arabi is not her. Let me translate what she said. She said Arabi is not our language, and until unless we don't write it down, we will not able to learn it, because it will go from one year to the other year. It will just pass. So it's better to write. But it's all up to you. Reading also will help. Writing will definitely help, because you are going to do homework in your workbook, as I showed you today. That is a part of writing. You see, when you will, that's why when auntie is saying just now, you have to write. So when you will do workbook, that's the time you will be doing your writing part. And it will... Hello?
जब लिखते हैं ना,
हाँ?
जब लिखते हैं ना तो पता चलता है कि हमने फतह डालनी है, कसरा डालनी है या दम्मा डालनी है, वरना वो भूल जाता है.
आपने ऐसे करना होता है. मेरे फोन पे जाएं, मेरा मैसेज मेरे व्हाट्सएप पे खोलें. व्हाट्सएप आपको दिया जाता कि आपको याद रहे.
Okay, now let's go to the next question. Hiya Saliha means, what's the meaning of Hiya Saliha?
ए
को प्रेस करें.
आंसर ए.
ठीक है ना, स्क्विज कर रही हैं वो सर.
I have somebody. I need everybody on mute. Sorry, I'm sorry. Please make sure you're on mute, because it's going on the YouTube. So when like many people are talking, it starts like vibrating, on the YouTube, and the other people who are listening, it becomes. I got this feedback with someone from our own class, someone who heard the YouTube, and they said it vibrates. So please make sure you are all muted, and we talk like one at a time, so that there is no clash of the sound. Okay. Hiya Saliha. So auntie, what is the meaning of Hiya Saliha?
She is pious.
Mashallah, very good. And what's the feminine gender of Huwa Mu'min?
Hiya Mu'mina.
Mashallah, good. Hiya Mu'mina. Okay, you picked it up so well. Yeah. To make feminine noun from to make a feminine noun from a masculine noun, what do we do? We add un at the end, add round ta at the end, add in at the end, add ya at the end.
B.
To make a feminine noun from a masculine noun. B, you said B?
G.
Correct. B, add round ta at the end. So if you want to make it masculine to feminine, all you have to do is add a round ta at the end. Translate. She is a Muslim.
Hiya Muslima.
Correct. B. Hiya Muslima. Now, the third part. We did part 1, part 2. Now, the third small unit. What are we going to talk about today? We are going to look at this. We did he. Now, we're talking about his and her. So, his and her. Okay. So, Abu Bakr, and his and her are actually the attached pronoun we will be doing. So Abu Bakr radiyallahu anhu. Anhu. Who? The word who is him. So what does this mean? Abu Bakr radiyallah, that may Allah be pleased. Radiyallah, Radi is pleased. Allah. So may Allah pleased. Anhu, to who is him. May Allah be pleased with him. Okay, so and who. So the minute who comes, it is him. Now, if I'm talking about Aisha, this is feminine. So you cannot say who. So it will change. Aisha radiyallahu anha. Ha. So for men, who? For women, ha. So just remember this. We say kitabuhu, you will say kitabuha. That's the only difference. So the who becomes ha. So when you add ha, the his becomes her when you add ha. So now let's take our favorite word, Rabb, and let's practice on that. Now, if I say in for him, for the masculine, you will say Rabbuhu, Rabb. Then you will say Dinuhu. Then you will say Kitabuhu. Correct? We have already learned this. You want to say his Rabb, we say Rabbuhu. His Deen, Dinuhu. His Kitab, Kitabuhu. Correct? Now we are going to switch and make it feminine. This was the masculine. Rabbuhu, Dinuhu, Kitabuhu. We have done. Now let's switch the left hand. Rabbuha, her Lord. Rabbuha, her Lord. You can repeat after me. Rabbuha,
Rabbuha, her Lord.
her Lord. Dinuha, her religion. Dinuha,
her
religion.
religion.
Yes. Dinuha, her religion. Then Kitabuha, her book.
Kitabuha, her book.
Her book. Let's practice again. Rabbuha, her Lord.
Her Lord.
Dinuha, her religion. Kitabuha, her book. Okay, now I'm going to ask in Arabic and you give me in English. Rabbuha,
her Lord.
Dinuha,
her religion.
Kitabuha,
her book.
Very good. Now I will say in English and you will tell me in Arabic. Her Lord,
Rabbuha,
her religion,
Dinuha,
her book,
Kitabuha.
MashaAllah. So now we have learned today just by adding, we'll do a lot of practice on this also. You will get a lot of practice, so don't worry. So we've learned when it is who, it is him or his, and ha, it is her. All right, so now let's go ahead. Okay, now this is it. Here it is clearly Rabbuhu. All of you should practice on your own. On the right hand, everyone, put your finger on the right hand, say Rabbuhu, Rabbuha,
Rabbuha,
Rabbuhu, Rabbuha. Again, Rabbuhu, Rabbuha. Remember, your hands are very important because these hands will make a connection to you. Whenever you read Quran, you will just remember the hands. Dinuhu, Dinuha, Dinuhu, Dinuha. Same way. Kitabuhu, Kitabuha, Kitabuhu, and then Kitabuha. So we have learned this just by adding ha, the who, change it to ha, and it turns into the feminine gender. Now the fourth part. Let's do the fourth part. Now let's ask questions. Now you have already learned. Let's ask man. Man means who. Yeah, and ma means
what.
So we already have learned man means who, ma means what. Now if I ask anybody, ask you, I mean, you know this, that in the grave we will be asked, after we die we will be asked these questions. So that's why we are doing this, so that We all remember these questions that after we die, when Allah asks, and the angels will ask us these questions, we should have the answer instantly. So the question is, Man Rabbuha? You say, Rabbuha, Allah. Man Rabbuha? Who is her Rabb? Who? Man means who is her Rabb. Rabbu ha. Ha is her. Man Rabbuha. So answer will be Rabbuha. That means her Rabb is Allah. Rabbuha Allah. Rabbuha Allah. Now same in the same way, I say Ma, what? Dinuha. What is her religion? What Ma is her religion? Dinuha. Ha means her. And if you want to make it into masculine, you say Ma dinuhu. Remember? We said Ma dinuhu. But now we are doing feminine. So we'll come to the left. Ma dinuha. We'll say Dinuha al-Islam. Dinuha al-Islam. Now, if you notice over here, it's written Dinuha al-Islam. I have put all the harakat. So actually, when you will read Dinuha al-Islam. You know, when we read Quran, you will say Dinuha al-Islam. But for you to understand, I'm saying Dinuha al-Islam. But when you read it together, you say Dinuha al-Islam. When you're talking in Arabic, when you're speaking, reading Quran, you say Dinuha al-Islam. But the word, these are two separate words which we just join while reading. But now we are learning. We are trying to understand the Quran. That's why we are reading separately. So, Ma Dinuha al-Islam. Next, Ma Kitabuha. What is her book? Her book. Ha is her. Ma Kitabuha. Then you say Kitabuha al-Quran. Kitabuha al-Quran. Actually, it is Kitabuha al-Quran. See? Rabbuha Allah. Dinuha al-Islam. Kitabuha al-Quran. This is the way it is read. But we are reading, taking separate words. Kitabuha al-Quran. So I'm going to ask you questions. Please answer me. Man Rabbuha?
Rabbuha Allah.
Yes. Man Dinuha?
Dinuha al-Islam.
Man Kitabuha?
Kitabuha al-Quran.
MashaAllah. Very good. Now, give me the answer. Ma Dinuha.
Ma dinuha B.
B. Dinuhal Islam. MashaAllah. Ma Kitabuha.
A. No, sorry. C.
Yes. Kitabuhal Quran. Good. Man Rabbuha?
A.
Rabbuha Allah. MashaAllah. Man Rasuluha?
Man Rasuluha A.
A. MashaAllah. Rasuluha Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Okay, now the fifth part, we are going to learn something. Now, feminine. Just add, if you want to, now you are just making, now you already learned how to make a feminine. So Muslim became Muslima. Now we want to make it into plural. Muslima means one Muslim lady. We want to talk about many Muslim ladies. Many. How will you make it into many? This ta marbuta. You added ta marbuta to change from masculine to feminine. So after Muslim, you just add ta marbuta. Now, if you want to make it into plural, you will only add at. Instead of ta marbuta, you will add alif and ta. Only alif and ta at the end. So you look at this. Muslim, you're Muslima, and you add at. So Muslimah becomes Muslimat. Muslimah becomes Muslimat. Muslimat is plural. Many ladies. Mu'mina becomes Mu'minat. Mu'mina becomes Mu'minat. Salihah becomes Salihat. Salihah becomes Salihat. Okay? So this is also, mashallah, good. Now let me ask you.
Can I tell one thing?
Yes.
When you make a plural, you remove golta and add at alif kulita.
Exactly. That's exactly what you do. You cut out the ta, marbuta, and just add alif and ta. Just as it's written here, just add alif and ta at the end of the word. So instead of adding ta marbuta, you will add alif and ta. Perfect. Now give me an answer. Give me the plural of Muslima.
Muslimat.
Yes. Mu'mina.
Mu'minat.
Saliha.
Salihat.
There you got it. Just add alif and ta and you got it. Now let's do a little quiz. Plural of Muslimah.
C.
Muslimat. What did you say? D. D or
C.
C?
C.
Correct. Yeah, C is. Muslimat. Muslimah. Muslimat. All right. So we got a thing. So today's class we have learned. Today we finished about a class. And at the end of every class, I give you a small learning tip. Let me give you today's learning tip of how to use our brain. How we should use our brain. Now, in the last lesson, you remember we saw that we saw that the sounds, when you hear a sound or we see a sight, we see, basically it's the TPI, total physical interaction. When you see something, when you hear something, when you feel something, when you smell something, or when you taste something, or you visualize something, or you hear something, that all helps you to form that word, whatever you are learning, the vocabulary. So if you recall, this is what we did we took an example of an elephant last time, feel, and how the word feel created so many flashes in our brain. So we saw the word feel, then we saw how to say the word feel. We thought of the sound of the feel. What's the sound of the feel? What's the shape of it? How is the letter fa, ya, lam written? And we got some emotions. We thought of the zoo connected to our parents when we were children. We got some smell. Then we saw a picture when we saw a picture of the elephant. Then that's the time we saw, oh, this is how it is. When we actually saw the picture, we got a better understanding of what is an elephant. And when we saw a video of a picture, the elephant moving, then we got even a better understanding of what a feel is. So in the same way, our Quran is also the same thing. You have to get as many flashes you can get, create the flashes in the brain. It will be easier for you to understand, make a connection. So the more flashes you create, the more easier it is to memorize the Quran, the easier it is to retain for a longer time, and easier it is also to recall. So make flashes, make connections. When you read, connect it to something, feel about it. So this is how this is how we do our Quran. We hear it, we see it, we say it, we show it with the left and right, we're showing it, and we are all doing it with our heart, and we are doing it together. So these are the 7 points we are following in the total physical interaction, which is helping us to learn the Quran language easily without any problem. So this thing, I've already spoken about it. All right. So today's class is over, but before I finish, I just want to quickly, go through this. Like today's class was lesson 4B. So if you see your textbook, look at this. This is your textbook. This is a page, and everything I taught you today is summarized here. Look at this. Momin, Muslim, Muslimah, Momin. Whatever we did in the class today is on this page. All right. All you have to do is when you finish today's class, I have given you a workbook. This is the workbook. Look, now this has questions. Write feminine gender of the following nouns and write their plural. So it's with salih. You have to make saliha, salihat. So you have to do this right. So when you will do your homework after each class, it will fix into your head better. So this is just one page. Try to give the answers without checking. If you want, you can always go back to the text here. You can check and do the answers. Once you have done the answers, this is self-assessment. Nobody's checking your work. It is for your own self, for your own development. You should assess yourself do this page. After you do this page, I have also given you the answers. I did not give in, or I have not put it here, but there is also answers are there. I've given you the book on solutions. You can see from there and check your own work. So please do that. This will really help you, and also do the Google quiz at the end of this lesson. All right, now today's Alhamdulillah, our lesson is complete today. So may Allah help us to recite the Quran, understand the Quran properly, and make Allah help us to ponder over the Quran, to think over the Quran. And may Allah help us to implement, act according to the Quran, what the Quran has taught us. May Allah help us to propagate the Quran, to teach the Quran, to teach it and spread it to as many people as we can. And may Allah help us to memorize the Quran. That is very difficult, but we have to try. And somebody told me that if you actually start memorizing, afterwards it starts becoming easier and easier. But may Allah give us the hidayah of starting memorization of Quran. So today's, Alhamdulillah, today's class is over. Subhanak Allahumma wa bihamdika. ونشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليه. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. See you in the next class.